Hello students, in this class we will discuss about constructors. We have already seen what are member functions. Now a constructor is also just like a member function only, but it has some special qualities. So a constructor is a special type of member function that initializes an object. It is meant for a particular purpose, that initializes an object automatically when it is created. That means when the object is created, automatically the constructor will initialize the data of that particular class. Okay, now there are certain qualities of constructors, certain characters of constructors. What are they? First thing is, I told you that a constructor is just like a member function. A constructor is just like a member function. Now, that function's name and the class name must be same. So, I can say the name of the constructor and the class name must be the same. Second thing is, when we are writing any member function, we generally write the return type of the function before it. But because it is a constructor, the constructor does not return any value. It is just for a purpose, that is to initialize an object, to initialize the data, isn't it? So it will not return any value. That's why before a constructor also you will not write any return type, because even though it is a member function, it is a special kind of member function. It will not return any value. Its purpose is only to initialize the data. Okay, next characteristic is, this is one of the very important questions. Define constructor and what are the characteristics of constructor is a very important question. Short answer. Right. Next, constructor is invoked automatically when the object of the class is created. Generally, when you have seen the video of member functions, we have to call it explicitly. The user or the programmer has to write the code for it. If you remember, we have taken employee student in member function program. So in that one I have created object E there. So I took E dot get data or E dot put data, then only the function will be called, otherwise it will not be executed. But in case of constructor, you need not call the constructor. You need not call the constructor, but it automatically gets invoked when the object is created. I repeat, when the object is created, when the user or the programmer has created an object, automatically a call to the constructor will go and it will be executed automatically. Okay, now this is how a constructor is created. If you see here, class, the name of the class is A. I have taken a data member, that is X, and a method is there. A method is there. What is the name of that method? A. A does not have any return type here. That's why I'm calling it as a constructor. Clear? Now, we'll see how do we declare a constructor. Constructor declaration. Okay? Now, a constructor can be defined either inside or outside the class definition. Okay? Now, if we observe, if we recall back the member function class, there we have seen that a member function, any function, can be defined inside as well as outside the class, isn't it? The same thing stands here also. A constructor also is a member function only, but we say that it is a special kind of member function. That's why it can be declared inside the class or it can be declared outside the class as well. Okay, now check here. I have taken a class. Let the class name be A. Int X public A. What is this one? It is a constructor. Okay. The main purpose of constructor is to initialize the members of the class. Okay. Or the data members of the class. Fine. Observe here. I have taken, in this example, I have taken the what we say constructor outside the class, means its definition is outside the class. What is it doing? So class, where is the class definition? From here to here. Okay, now A is the class name. I did not write any return type here. Scope resolution operator, because constructor is also a member function, a special case kind of member function. So when I am declaring it outside the class, I must use a scope resolution operator. Before that, I need to write the class name as well. Okay, followed by name of the constructor. And what are you going to do here? I wanted to initialize I. So that is how I have done. So this is what we define the constructor outside the class. Class is only up to here. I have come out, then I have declared it. Okay, then comes to the next an important topic. You can expect this one for essay question. Now, types of constructor. There are three types of constructors: the default constructor, parameterized constructor, and the copy constructor. First thing we'll discuss about default constructor. A default constructor, even if you create it or no, I repeat, a default constructor, if you create it or no, will get invoked automatically when an object is created. When you have created an object, automatically the default constructor will be called, even if you have not created that constructor. It is by default. So it is a constructor which does not take any argument. A default constructor will not. Constructor, remember that it is a member function. So it does not take any arguments and it has no parameters as well. And this will be invoked automatically when an object is created. Okay, now check with the program. So hash include iostream.h, then I have created a class. The name of the class is cube. Inside the class I have side as a data member. Then I have created a constructor. This constructor I have created inside the class. I have defined it inside the class, so that's why I did not use any scope resolution operator or the class name before it. And we will not write any return type here, because even though it is a member function, it is a constructor, right? Then what is it going to do? It is going to initialize side. Okay, then within this one only I have one more member function. So in this case, constructor, and this is a member function. What is it going to do? Return side. Okay, so get side, return side. What is there inside? 25. The same thing will be displayed here, and this is the end of the class declaration. Okay, then in the main section, what did I do? Cube C. If you observe here, nowhere I have called the constructor. Nowhere I have called the constructor. But what happened? Automatically when I have created an object, what is the object? C is the object of whom? Of cube. Cube is the name of the class. Cube is the name of the class, isn't it? So for that one I have created an object, right? Now value of side is C dot get data. C. See what happens automatically when I have created an object. The value of what is it? Side. The value of side becomes 25, because when I have created an object, what happens? A call to the default constructor will be made. I repeat, when I have created an object, a call to the default constructor will be made. Where is the default constructor? Here it is. What is the purpose of it? It has to initialize side to 25. So the value of side becomes 25 when you have created an object. Then what is the next line here? Value of side is C dot get data. C dot get data. Why did I take here C? Because get data is a part of the class cube. Get data is a part of the class cube, and what is the object of it? C. So I have taken C dot get side. Okay, now get side, when I did this, what happens? If you observe here, get side I have to call it explicitly, whereas constructor I did not call it anywhere. It is automatically invoked when I have created the object here, right? Now when I gave this, what happens? The control will come here. What is the purpose of get side here? Get side has to return side. Return side, what is there inside? 25. So the same output will be returned to here. So what will be the output here? Value of side is 25. That's it. Okay. So this is how default constructor will be executed, right? Coming to parameterized constructor. As we were discussing that these are special type of member functions. Constructors are special type of member functions. Then parameterized constructor, nothing but a constructor which have some parameters in it. A constructor which is carrying some parameters. So these are the constructors with parameters. It is used to provide different values to data members of different objects by passing appropriate values as argument. Let us discuss this program first, then again we'll come back to this definition. So simply speaking, a constructor with parameters is nothing but parameterized constructor. What is the purpose of it? It is used for giving different values to different objects. Different values to different objects, or for giving different values to data members of different objects. Okay, now check here. Again we have taken the class cube. Name of the class is cube. Okay, here int side. What is the data member here? Data member is side. Then we have taken a constructor here, cube. Name of the class constructor, same. Then I have taken some arguments here, some parameters here. What is that? Int x, right? Then what is the purpose of a constructor? The purpose of a constructor is to initialize the members of the class, your data of the class. So side is equal to x. Okay, so this is the data of the class. So I have initialized it with x. Is it clear? So what is cube constructor doing? It is initializing the side to what? To x. Whatever value we have given here will be taken by side. Okay. After that we have one more method, that is get side. Whatever data we have given here, whatever value we have given will be stored inside. The same thing has to be displayed. Okay. Then check in the main section. Okay, in the main section, observe, I have taken class name, object name. So class cube, object name is C1, and what is the data I have given? 10. This is nothing but parameterized constructor calling. Okay, so here I am using 10 because why did I use this one? If you observe, I have given object. In object, what did I give? C1 of 10, and check here, class name followed by parameter, object name followed by parameter. Okay, so when I do this, what happens? This constructor will be executed and side value becomes x. X, what did I give in place of x? 10. So side becomes 10. Okay, I hope this point is clear, right? So when I am making a call using C1 as object, what value did I give? 10. So in x, in place of x, when I am using C1 as object, in place of x, 10 will be the value. That means in that case side is equal to 10. In the same way, take this one. In this case, when we are talking about C2 object, what is it carrying? It is carrying 20. That means the value of x is equal to 20, and in that case side is equal to 20. In the same way, check with this one. When we are using the object C3, what is the argument or parameter it is carrying? 30. So x is equal to 30. That means in this case side also is equal to 30, right? After that, I am displaying value of C1 side is C1 dot get side. C1 dot get side. When I'm using C1 dot get side, C1, what is it holding? 10. So 10 will be given here. Get side, return side, what is there inside? 10. So it will return 10 here. It will return 10 here. So the first line of output will be value of C1 side is 10. Value of C2 side is 20. Value of C3 side is 30. Okay. In that way, these parameterized constructors will be executed. Okay. Then the last one is copy constructor. What will it do is, it is a special kind of constructor which will take an object as the argument. Which will take an object as the argument. If you observe in the previous case, what did it take? It took some number. It took some integer type of data, because we have given int x only there, isn't it? So it will take some data as the argument, whereas in this case it is taking an object as the argument. Okay, that's why we are saying it as a special type of constructor which takes an object as a argument and is used to copy value of data members of one object into another. Okay, so it is used to copy the value of the data members from one object into another. Okay, right. So I told you that I'll come back to this once I'm done with the example. Here observe, it is used to provide different values of data members of different objects. What are the objects we have taken here? C1, C2 and C3 in the main section, isn't it? So it is used to provide different values to data members. What is the data member here? Side, isn't it? So one time when I'm calling it with C1, it is giving 10 for side. Next time when I'm calling the object C2, when I have created the object C2, it has initialized itself to 20. Again, when I have created an object C3, it has initialized itself to 30. So the same, the data member is same, but according to the object we are taking, the value will be different. That is the meaning of what we wrote here, right? Now come back to copy constructor. Here, as we told, it is a special type of constructor which takes an object as an argument, right? And its purpose is to copy the value of data members from one object to another object, one object into another object. Okay, then a copy constructor takes a parameter which is a reference to its own class type. So it will take parameter, what is it? A reference to its own class. Okay, so an object of its own class, we can say that. And the syntax goes like this: the class name, nothing but, because it is also a constructor, class name and the constructor name are same, so class name followed by its object. How do we create an object? Class name followed by object name. Okay, and we have taken ampersand here because I'm giving the address of it. Okay, right. Now take an example here. Okay, in this case we have some data members. What are those data members? Roll number, name and marks are the data members. The name of the class is student here. Okay, now I have created a parameterized constructor here. Okay, so the name of the class is student, and check here, student. What are the members here? Roll number, name and class. Roll number, name and class. These are the local variables or the parameters I have taken, arguments I have taken. So roll number are marks, name, NAM, marks, M. Okay, now because I am saying this as a parameterized constructor, what should I do? I have to initialize, because the work of the constructor is to initialize the data members, isn't it? So what is it? Roll number. Roll number is equal to our name. Observe, name. What is name? Name is a string type of data, so I can use this one, string copy string from name, from this one to This one, always second string will be copied into the first string when we are using strcpy. Okay, then marks into m. Okay, right. Next, I have created copy constructor. See how did I create it? What is the name of the class here? The name of the class is student. Okay, student followed by class name ampersand object name. Class name ampersand object name. This is how we create a copy constructor. And because it is also a constructor, we have to initialize the data members, isn't it? Now come again. What are it? They roll number, name and marks. See, roll number. What is the name of the object here? S dot roll number. Again name, S dot name, then S dot marks. This is how I have initialized. Okay, so what did I do here? Whatever values were here, I have dumped into this one. Okay, now void display, what is it going to do? It is going to display all the what we say outputs like roll number, name and marks. Whatever is stored in it has to be displayed. Now check here. In the first case, class name of the class followed by object name, class name, object name. Now what is this one? 2 comma name comma 74 comma 05, nothing but this one. Okay, 2 comma, what did I take? Rama, 2 comma Rama 74.05. So the value of R is 2, NAM is Rama and M is 74.05. By doing so, what happens? Roll number becomes 2 and into name what will be copied? Rama, and into marks what will be copied? 47.05 will be copied. Okay, then in the next case what did I do? Check here, student S2. So S2 is the name of the object, followed by what did I do? I have taken an object as the argument. This is how we call these copy constructors. Okay, so student, name of the class, followed by object name, followed by an object as the argument. Right, now check here, the value in object S1. In object S1 is S1 dot display. What is S1? In S1 what did we give? 2 Rama and 70.04. So the same output will be displayed, that is roll number is equal to 2. So in this case the output will be something like this: values in